it's touching the phone. Do you see it? That camera, okay. You can't just sit there looking. Okay. Okay. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. No, you don't? Okay, yeah. Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is my little sister, Iva. She will be doing a project with us later in this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 beginner watercolor projects that you can do when you're beginning to watercolor. One of them uses a regular palette. One of them uses the paste watercolors, where it comes out as a paste. You add water to it, and bam, it's watercolor. And the last one I'll be using liquid watercolor paints. So whatever type you have, you can watch and learn, I guess. So are you ready to get into it, Iva?
Mhm.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so we're going to start with, hold on a minute, let me grab it. We're going to start with this letter watercolor. I made this a while ago, and it was a really good beginner thing. I did do an A. I'm going to be doing different letters. But yes, for these I'm going to be using the paste watercolors. I still don't know what to call them. But let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. You do not use white in watercolor because you do not lighten stuff with white. You use water, not white. So I don't really know why this kit included it. I'm gonna boot it out of here. No. We're not using it. You can, but I'm not. You're also gonna need a paper towel and some salt. Doesn't matter, table salt, sea salt, whatever you have, it'll work. That is optional. And then you'll need masking tape. Do not use packing tape or anything like that. You definitely want masking tape. Anything else might be too sticky and will rip the paper once you take it off. So I didn't know what to do, so I decided to do YT for YouTube. And we're gonna start by putting out the colors. I have the entire rainbow because, well, I want to do the rainbow, but you can use whatever colors you want. It doesn't matter at all. This is completely up to you. Green's kind of stuck though. Oh, come on, stupid green. There we go, finally. Also, one thing I noticed with these watercolor paints is if you let them dry without putting any water to them, it will definitely, it'll get really sticky. So you want to make sure that you don't accidentally spill it because, well, let's just say once you get it on your hands, it's really weird. It's like a goo. Oh. Technical difficulties. Sorry about this. I don't know why this happens. It's going to happen once each and every time. I don't know why. Sorry about that. Each and every time that happens, I'll say technical difficulties and it'll be fine. Oh great, it's happened again. But basically what I'm doing is just, all you have to do is fill it in. You gotta make sure that everything is covered. If you want the edges to be a little, if you don't want to fill in the edges, that's fine. You just gotta make sure everything around the tape is covered. Because when you take the tape off and there's some spots, it might not come out as the color you want it to. Okay, and this is the optional part. You can take some sand, some salt. That's maybe a little too much, but that's okay. And you basically just want to sprinkle it on while it's still wet. I may have left this to dry or either way, or it might be the paints, but either way, it didn't really work. What it's supposed to do is to make it bloom and add this really cool effect, but it didn't really because it wasn't that wet. You want to make sure it's still wet. So if you want to do it while you're painting, like do a section and then put salt over it, that works fine. That'll do the trick, but it didn't really work for me. So if you're using a different type of paint, it might work, but I don't know. Sorry, I almost forgot. You just also want to remember to brush off the salt into the trash can or something before you take off the tape. And we are moving on to the next thing. We'll be using the palette, and we will be making the Let's Make Art for Kids insect dragonfly, which does use an outline. I'll put that in the description box below. And my sister is joining me. Say hi, Iva. Hello. Yes, we're very excited. She wanted to join in, and I thought it would be great for beginners because it might not seem perfect. So you'll get to look at hers, and she's not a professional. She's not as good as me, unfortunately. But, so she's just an example to show that not everybody's will be as good as mine necessarily. So I'm just basically folding it. It's really good if you fold it right to the tippy top in half. And then you just want to cut it straight down the middle, like that. And I have one for me and one for her. And basically, the easiest way to transfer it is to take a pencil, flip over the outline, and scribble it all over. Pretty good. You don't want to just do it tinily, but then you can take a colored pencil and trace on the front, and then you have a really light outline. So even if you scratched pencil off really hard, well, yeah. So now I'm making one for my sister, one for me, one for her, and it's super light using this thing, so you don't have to worry about tracing lightly or anything. And Iva, do you want the round 6 or the round 2? These are the ones I recommend.
Round 2.
Okay. Technical difficulties. What's gonna happen next is you can pick any color you want, pink, black, blue, and you wanna fill in the body, just play the coloring game, and you wanna leave spots for highlights because this dragonfly is very shiny. Yeah, shiny. Just waiting for it to play again. And here we are, we're back. So Iva chose black and I chose pink. I actually dropped in some yellow as well. And now we're gonna move on to the wings. There are 2 ways you can do this. You can lay down water, Iva, and then pick up whatever colors you want. I'm gonna pick this dark purple. I didn't pick up enough. And then you can drop it in. But I need to pick up a little bit more and then it'll be darker. And then the second way is to put some in the tip and then take only water and spread it along. I would recommend waiting for each wing to dry before moving on to the one under it, but you can do either way. Iva, what color did you pick?
Oh, I choose a pretty blue, a teal color. And then I dropped in some purple to make it prettier, a little bit prettier.
Awesome. I chose purple, as you can see, and you may not be able to see it, but I also dropped in some blue. And you can see I obviously didn't wait, so what you can do is leave a fine line where the wings meet, a fine white line, just so they don't mix, if you don't want to, because as you can see, I added blue to the top to add some shading, and you wouldn't necessarily want that to bleed through. Okay, now is the fun part. You can see all these speckled spots, and but if there's anything around you, you want to make sure that that could get ruined, that it's away, because this can get pretty messy, right, Eva?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to pick up a big part of whatever color, and put your finger out and just tap your paintbrush on your finger, and it'll put dots everywhere, like that. And if you want them to be bigger, Iva will show you in a minute. You just basically want to hold your paintbrush vertically and swipe down.
And get a lot of water and a lot of color.
Yeah, so you can make whatever things you want. And then your dragonflies are done. Like this. Okay, so here's mine. I did a pink body and blue and purple wings. Iva, what did you do?
I did a blue body and a black body and blue wings with purple dots in them.
Awesome. Now let's move on to the next one. And now for the final one. We're going to be using liquid watercolor paints, and we're going to be making some flowers. And I'm here again with my sister. Here are the colors I'm using. I'm using magenta, dandelion yellow, emerald green, azure blue, and violet. So what you want to do is, if you have a tray, start by pulling them all out. And you're going to want to make sure you have your water, your paper towel, your brushes, and anything else you need. And since the round 2 is such a small thing and I want Iva's and me's to be about the same technical difficulties, I'm going to pull out the round 4, and I'm going to use the round 4 and she's going to use the round 6 because I want them to be about the same. And yeah, so just waiting. Okay, and we're back. So we didn't do much while we were gone. You just want to find the middle and then go up and left and make a concentrated center for your rose. I mixed magenta and dandelion yellow to make a little more peachy color, and then just basically make petals around that circle and just go in a spiral, making just a little like a brick wall, but in a circle, if you know what I'm saying. Like, and now I'm just going over them because they were pretty light. I forgot to tell Iva this, so it's gonna stay light. She fixes that later, don't worry. Right, Iva? And yeah. Now you want to rinse your brush and pick up only water, and then you just want to go and mess it up basically. You just want to go under each petal and bring the water down a little bit so you can see the fact that the petals have depth. And you can always go back and make sure and basically re-show those lines because it gets pretty jumbled and you can't really see it. So once it dries, you can go back and basically just add those things back, those lines back. Oops. But you want to make sure you leave your white areas. So now I'm just doing it over again 2 more times. So you can pause this video whenever you need to catch up. But now we're just doing that again. Awesome job, Eva.
Thanks.
Okay. Now I'm going to take some emerald green to make a leaf, and now I'm going to mix it with some yellow to make it lighter, and I'm just going to draw the stem like so, and then draw the outline of the leaf. Now you're going to end up losing the stem. That's more of just a marker, but you can always add it back as soon as it dries. You want to add plain water and then fill in the rest of the leaf. That's how you lose your stem, but don't worry. And you can tell it starts to look very yellow, so you can go back in with just emerald green and add a shadow. And then because it's not really blending and not really shadowy, you can just take plain water and blend it out more. And then I went in and started to add more leaves, smaller leaves. So just adding extra leaves where I see fit. With this, it is very free flowing, and I was kind of just making it up as it goes. So you can just do whatever, make it how you see fit. And yeah, there's been multiple times where I just say, okay, go add whatever you see you like. Right, Eva?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're gonna take some yellow. Yes, yellow. And draw a really thin X. So a really, like that. See, Iva made a kind of stubby X, and that won't really be, you have to basically use the X as basically what we did with the leaf, basically as a guide. So you can just try to draw some petals, or you can use this X way. Either way works. And now you're gonna make a whole clump of them. You can make some oranges, or maybe add some pinks into there. Again, whatever you see fits. Okay, now again, we're gonna add some more leaves. Basically, after each flower I make, I always see room for more leaves. So, you don't have to do this, but, you know, you can just do whatever. This is your painting. I'm just guiding you through it to make sure that you know what you're doing. Because, when I started, I didn't want to go with my gut. So I'm telling you, when you watercolor, you can't always follow someone. So make sure to go with your gut. And make sure you have a clean water and a dirty water for rinsing, because you don't want to be picking up brown water and mixing it with yellow and getting, well, brown yellow. So now the next flower I'll be making, you want to mix it with a little bit of water, because you want it to be lighter than the rose we just made. It's going to be on a curve, so you can draw an imaginary line, or you can get a watercolor pencil and draw a line. And you just want to make a circle at the base, bigger than all the rest. Oh wait, let me get Iva a line as well. Okay, so now you want to draw a circle at the base, and then as you go up the line, you want to make them smaller and smaller until it's just a tiny little dot. Later we'll be adding the stem, but first we need to let it dry, because otherwise the colors will merge, which isn't a problem, but still. Don't know what my hands are doing, but you know, whoever knows what their hands are doing. Okay, so now I'm basically, now I told Iva to just do whatever, add what you see fits. But stop, I forgot something. Now we can so I mixed magenta and dandelion yellow to make a peachy color. So I'm gonna take magenta, only magenta this time, to add those lines back in. If you don't want to and you think it's perfectly fine to leave it how you like it, then that's fine. I should have left the blue how it was, but no, I didn't. So it didn't make much of a difference really, but you're just adding the outlines back in. And now, since the leaf is dry, I'm going to add the stem back in, only using emerald green to just add it right back in, like so. again, don't know what my hands are doing. I should really take notes of what my hands are doing. Oh yes, making the stem. So I thought it would be dry, but my hand's in the way. But as you can see, it wasn't. And that's okay, because with watercolor, mistakes are welcome. Because you can't really control water or liquids. They're gonna take whatever shape they are given. Well, kind of. And so that's the beauty of watercolor, mistakes. So, yes, just do whatever, add whatever you see fit, and this is our final results. We did forget to slow that part down. And hello. Yes. So unfortunately, this video has come to an end. I'm again here with my sister, and well, I made 3. She made 2. The letter watercolor using the pastes, the dragonfly using the palette, and the flowers using liquid watercolor paints. I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, yeah. Bye. Bye. That was a weird ending though. Maybe we should try that again. I'll cut this entire part out. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, bye.